Well, I got a Knaack toolbox here. Apparently somebody tried to test its durability, and they got a forklift and just kind of loaded up the forklift and decided that they were going to bash it into some bollards and to find out if they can get in and bust it up and do whatever they got to do. But they bashed it in right here. This thing was bashed in quite a bit. It was like this. It was really bad. And that wall right there, which is on the other side, that right there I had to cut out because, you know, this whole bottom, the whole bottom of it was bashed in. You can see where I marked it. I had to heat it and straighten it out a little bit. But yeah, this is one time where you heat it and it warps. Hopefully it warps into place, which it did. I kind of warped it back into place. There's this right here. I had to cut this to get the piece to kind of cooperate a little bit. So I got it. It pushed out. I'm gonna weld it up. I heated that all up. This thing was bashed in quite a bit. I want to say it was probably about 3 inches, not quite 4, 3 inches. The bollard was like right here, and oh, what do you want? Huh? Okay, all right. And so I needed to straighten this all out, straighten all that out. You can still kind of see the creases and some of the bends in this. It's about 16 gauge steel, so sheet metal. I'm gonna do some work on it, just kind of get it back. It doesn't have to be perfect. At least we can get it back in shape, and hopefully we can get it done. You can see what I've done here. I had to cut that. I'm just gonna do a seam weld all the way across here and then work on the bottom. That whole bottom piece was bashed in. Probably the bottom was the worst. It was bashed in about 6 inches, so it was in really bad shape. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so got this thing all welded up. Got it semi-straight down underneath there, where the bollard bashed in the whole bottom part there, and well, you can kind of see the weld line there. What I did, I kind of kept it a little bit high, you know, just you know, give it some strength. Didn't really want to grind down too much of it because it's only a real thin gauge sheet metal, and came out pretty good, decent. You can see where I bashed it out here, try to get it back in place. But I think it's good enough to have the this toolbox functional and secure for tools. The other side, well, let's see. Let's take a look at that. That's pretty much it. You know, you can see the weld there. Up next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and weld this part here. You can see where I had to cut this piece here and try to get that corner back over, because it was kind of like this, and so I'm going to keep it at that. I got the piece I'm going to weld in there. I'm just going to do a kind of lay it over the top and just weld it like that along the sides. Lap weld, no big deal. I rounded off the corners here so that when I weld this, you know, it's much easier. Keeps it from, you know, you put it in the corner and you do a corner weld like this, it just heats up too much. This way you got a nice clean thing and weld, and plus, you know, when you put stuff in here, it's gonna, you know, keep from bumping up to a corner. And I'll probably lay something over top, like maybe a tool mat or something. But anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so I got this thing all nice and welded up, and got the piece in there. You can see where I welded it. I pretty much grinded down all the paint here. It had some powder coating, and grinded it all down, cleaned it all up, placed my piece of sheet metal on top, and I just slowly just spot welded everything, just kind of gradually working my way around, cooling it, and then came back to it, spot welding everything, cooling it, till I got to this point. So it's pretty much where it needs to be in terms of the welding. I'm going to grind all this down and kind of clean it up a little bit. It's not a pretty sight by no means, but as long as you go in there and grind and work it a little bit, it should be fine. Unfortunately, this metal is just very. I ground down some of the black stuff, stuff that is on this plate here, sheet metal, and because that stuff makes a mess when you weld it. But I got it as clean as I could, and it's still kind of messy, but that's all right. It'll function. It'll get the job done, and we're just going to keep this thing going. So anyway, after that, I'm going to weld the back here, get that welded up, and keep this going. Okay, so I've got the I'm working on the back part of the box here, and I got the inside all welded up. This is the back part. This is the bottom of it. I got this just holding that up. You could see how bashed in this got. It was pretty in bad shape here. I got some clamps on here. I'm gonna get this thing all nice and welded up here. I put a little piece right here. I'm probably gonna put the a piece of angle across here just for support, because I got these casters on here, and just want to make sure I have some kind of support back here in case I add a little bit of weight, or if in fact I put my forks in here to lift this thing up, whatever the case is. So yeah, these are this part was all pretty much bashed in, and I'm gonna have to fill all this in, but I'm gonna keep this thing going. So let's keep going. Okay, so got it welded up, and it's calling for rain today, so I kind of put some primer on it, a light coat of primer, just so that keep the water off the raw steel that I have on there. And but that's pretty much it. You can kind of see it, how I dressed it up. You can see there's some dents right there, and looks not too bad. So up next is I'll probably put a piece of angle or something underneath here. I have to weld this bracket and leg over here. I guess you can see how it's all bent up. I heated it up to kind of bend it back to place, but the fact that I didn't have a straight line here, the way this whole thing was all bent up, I had to push it down and everything. But so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and heat this thing up, straighten it out. You can kind of see how, well, can't really see. It's got like a bend here, and anyway, you could see it's a little crooked here, and I'll straighten it out, push it up, weld it on here, get it all done. Hopefully we can get this thing wrapped up, but I just threw some primer on it for now. What do you think, boss? We did a good job? Okay, good. Yeah, thank you. All right, good job. All right, well, let's keep going on this. Okay, well, I got the that leg welded all up, and got this thing all bent back. I had to heat it up and bend it back in place, and weld that welded the leg up on there, and I pretty much got it where I wanted to be. You can see how it's all pretty much done. I did a little spot welds here and there up in that area there. I'm not too concerned about the bottom area there where that patch is. You can kind of see the little spot welds. Yeah, that's just to kind of hold it in place, but I'm not too worried about that. Got all this back in order. Looks like we have, you can see that straight line there. If you notice, I put some casters on here. Didn't have any casters, so we got those on there. The inside, that's pretty much, there it is. You can kind of see, not enough light in here. Kind of see what I've done in there. Got all that welded up in there. It's not a finish, by no means grind it down finish, smooth finish, which that's not what I was looking for. I was just trying to get this thing all back together. You can see how it's pretty much welded in there, and that's pretty much it. The work is done, and I think the boss is happy. Are you happy? Yeah, you're happy? Okay, good. Thank you. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and that's the repair for this Knaack toolbox, which was completely bent and destroyed, and we got it back in working order. So thanks for watching. Have any comments, please comment, subscribe, and see you on the next one.